I'm back. I have a great show for you this evening. Hello. Today we're going to be talking about... I'm back. Today we're going to be talking about situationships. Situationships that you're in today, right now. And I don't mean, when I say situationships, just to be clear, I don't mean that the relationships that you had with some person you met a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. That's a normal sort of transitionary period going from a stranger to a person that you're seeing. All right? That's dating. Y'all go on a date or three. Y'all dating. That is not a situationship. Some of you guys are jumping the gun. Some of you guys are saying, oh, I'm in my situationship. Y'all went out twice. So I need you to pump your brakes, okay? You're not claiming anybody or that you're in some sort of situationships and y'all went to Wendy's once and Top Golf another time and y'all are not in a situationship, all right? That does not count, okay? When I say situationship, I'm talking about the types where the situation is that you guys have been dating for some time, all right? It's been a while, okay? Y'all are 2 years deep, and this man or whatever won't claim you. All right? That's a situationship. That's like 2 years is a bit criminal, if you ask me. That's like really far. Y'all are basically common law boyfriend and girlfriend at this point. Jesus. But, okay, let's say 6 months. All right? That's a situationship. Y'all have been dating for six months, something like that. All right. That's a situationship. Now, that being said, some of y'all are cleaning people's houses that don't claim you. All right, y'all going over to their house and tidying up the place, and they refuse to say that you're their girlfriend or whatever. Not ready for it right now. Let me tell you about what a situationship. Let me tell you about a man that's. Let me tell you about situationships and what that means for men. Here's the harsh truth. Men know right away. They just know right away. You're not here. Men are ready. Men are ready for a serious relationship when they are ready. And unfortunately for you, if you've met a man who isn't ready, there is nothing you are going to do, man, to change that. That's it. And so if you are dating a man for 2 years, 5 years, 9 years, some of y'all I don't know why, but will happily date a man for 9 years, and he's just not ready for anything serious. He's not even calling you his girlfriend to your face or anyone else. And that's because he's not ready. And let me tell you, man, short of saving his life, you're never going to change that. And here's the other thing. When men are ready, they'll marry the woman right in front of them. And I mean right in front of them. Men will marry their waitress. They don't give a shit. All right? So, if you've been with a man for 4 years and he hasn't proposed or anything like that yet, he's never going to propose. He's just not. It's never going to happen. And you're just going to be older and more angry, more frustrated. And it's going to cause more tension, which will justify him not proposing in his mind. And it'll just keep going into this vicious cycle of you just never getting what you want, okay? Because he wasn't ready when you met him. And let me tell you something else, all right? Is that men know. So, men will know if you're the one for him, all right? If it's if he's ready for a serious relationship, you will know almost right away. They'll make it clear with their words and their actions, more specifically their actions. And that shit will be obvious right from the start. And let me give you a little hint, just so you know, speaking as a man. If he doesn't make it fucking obvious right away, within the first reasonable period of time, I don't mean y'all went on 2 dates. I mean y'all been seeing each other. If he doesn't make it fucking obvious to you, there should be no question. You should just know, oh yeah, I know how he feels about me right now. And if you're confused, or if you're still dating this man for years and you're confused as to where it's going, let me tell you, ma'am, you're not the one. That's it. You're not the one, you're not the two or the three. You're just a placeholder right now because men will happily allow you to waste your time for his sexual convenience. He will continue to string you along for years so that he can get access to a friend that also he has Bible study with. Okay? And it will be no regard towards where you're about your fertility, about your youth, about your anxiety around the duration of this relationship. There is no regard for that, let me tell you. It's a cold world out there. So, what that means for you, man, is that if you're in a situationship going into 2025, you need to leave that right now in 2024. It's time. It's time. I'm talking ultimatums. I'm talking walking out the door. Because what's going to happen to most of y'all is you're just now going to be 6 years older. Back at it again. You might as well rip that Band-Aid off now. Some of y'all, on the other hand, have different situations. Y'all got kids, things like that. And I think that for the ones that got kids, you got kids with a man that won't claim you. So, first of all, condolences, because my God. Jesus. That's number one. Number two, though, is there may be hope for you yet, miss. And it's called common law marriage. You need to encourage that baby daddy or whatever to move with you to the state of Missouri, where they got common law marriage, but because they got affordable housing and some good job prospects, and in due time you might convince that man to move out there to Missouri with you, and in 6 short months y'all will be common law married. Congratulations, you did it. You'll drag them into it, kicking and screaming. All right, but short of that, y'all ain't never getting married. Misery, yeah, that's right. Here's the thing. If men aren't ready, he's not going to get married to you. He's not going to marry you. That's it. When you meet him, he's not ready, you're going to know, because you're going to be confused. And then here's the other thing. Men aren't ready because of a few things. There's one of them which is more obvious, which is like, he's just not financially ready. It's just for the where he believes he's going fiscally, he doesn't believe that he's there yet to be able to afford like a family. So that chapter of his life isn't even considered at this time. That's really the answer for most guys. It's like, I don't make enough money. So therefore, I'm not even thinking about getting married until I'm in a more stable position. All right? Y'all with me? Excuse me. So that's for most men. But there's a more darker side of this. Some men, most men will think that they're not ready for marriage because they're not in a financial position in their life yet, but they believe that someday in the future they will be. But they also secretly, and will never tell you this, they also secretly believe that when they do get to that place that they believe that they're going to be in their life, when they make more money, and that's usually what it always boils down to, they believe that at that point they'll be able to do better than you. Sorry. So, the answer is, they're secretly think that in their fantasy, that they're like, if they won the lottery or they started a business that blew up or whatever, they'd be with somebody else. Because if that wasn't the case, you would already be married. He would have already proposed. But why hasn't he? Why not? Because in that secret fantasy that he has, when he unlocks his potential and goes and becomes a multimillionaire and makes something of his life or makes something of himself, he's envisioning someone else there, not you. And so why are you going over to this man's house that you've been with for 3 years and tidying up the place? Ma'am, miss, who he doesn't claim. And whose fault is that? Is that his fault? Or is that your fault? Do you guys understand? So, here's the solution. I'm going to give you ladies the advice that you need to hear straight up. Instead of going to that man's place in the hopes that he's going to claim you, all right, you start only dating men that can afford a maid. All right? He needs a maid at his house 7 days a week. So that when you go over there, you don't feel that inclination, because that's not your fucking responsibility, especially if he's not claiming you. That's the answer. That's really the answer. Date men of means in the first place, so they don't have to fantasize about. Date men that already have money, so that they don't have to fantasize about what their life would be like when they do get money that's without you. Don't you see? Don't you get it? That way, if he already has the money, then he's not going to have that feeling like one day when my ship comes in, then I'm going to get the girls I want. He's already got the money. He's already made something of himself. He already has done the work. Now he's ready. And those guys, by the way, if they like you, will make it abundantly clear. That's my advice to men. Get your money up before you start dating. Get your money up, not your funny up. Straight up. Because that way, you don't have to have the hard realization that you're kind of an asshole dragging along another human being for, 5 years that you have no intentions of ever marrying. Don't you feel bad? Don't you look at yourself in the mirror and go, fuck, I'm like fucking this person over that I pretend to like or love. Don't you feel bad? But if I'm giving women advice straight up, why even go through that? Why put yourself through that in the hopes that they're going to make it, in the hopes that they're going to bring you along with them? That sounds like first wife behavior. And where that might work out, let me tell you something about the first wife, guys. Sometimes the first wife doesn't get as much. You get what I'm saying? Unless you're going to grind and build and suffer and then get some small piece at the end, maybe. But I think it's risky. All right? Most of y'all's men won't make it. All right? So that being said, why date there for potential? If you stop yourself from dating potential today, you don't have to roll the dice for the next decade of your life. And then end up with what? A baby daddy that you hate? Poor kids, What a shame. Why not date men that are already on the other side of all the frustration and all the anxiety and all of the stress of life trying to get on? And then when they do get on, they leave you for some younger, hotter girl that they can afford now, that they couldn't afford when they were dating you? How does that benefit you? The only way that benefits you is if you win the fucking lottery and end up dating a Jeff Bezos or something like that. Okay, 1 in a billion or whatever. Good luck with that shit. Just skip the line. Skip that shit. Date men. You can't convince me that women shouldn't be gold diggers. Straight up. Why not just go for the winners and let the rest work itself out? But that's not your problem. Because let me tell you something. The winners, the men that are winners, already want you. You don't have to do much. You got to be pretty. You got to show up. You can't just stay at house like little rat girl and just act like you're fucking Rapunzel, and then this man's going to come right up on his steed and climb the mountain, climb the castle to your bedroom. That's not going to happen. You got to show up. You got to beat your face and put on a skirt and get out there. You got to do that at least. But that being said, the men already want you at the way that you are now. That way, the rich, successful men are now still dating. And who do you think they're dating? They're dating young pretty girls. The end. That's all. That's what they're doing. So if you're that, then just date winners. Skip the line. Skip the misery. Because it's hard growing with somebody. It's hard financially speaking. It's hard. So it's riddled in stress. It's a whole mess. They take it out on you in weird and interesting ways. Y'all fighting over stuff. Finance is breaking people apart left and right. Skip that bullshit. My advice, date yourself a well put together older man. Date yourself a well established, well put together older man that is ready. And by the way, he's not going to say that he's ready necessarily because he's got to fill you out too, yeah? But I promise you, man, that this man will make it very apparent that he's ready for something more serious. And by the way, that's almost always older. Not the young guys that are still thinking they have so much potential left. It's more about the older guys, not old. Now, some of y'all dating old, and that's fine. Some of y'all like that stuff. I get it's less work in the bedroom, whatever. Y'all in the bedroom having Bible study, it's less work or whatever. Okay, fine. Some of y'all tired girls, I get it. Okay, fine. Date much older. But for the rest of y'all, you need a little energy there, a little vigor. Date yourself a man that's older than you, a little established, proved himself a bit, has it for him, has it in his pocket already. All right, and is now ready to, for something serious. You date a 22-year-old man. First of all, you ever met a 22-year-old man? How useless is that guy? Ambitious, sure. Attractive, okay. But even still, if most 22-year-old men, maybe even if they are attractive, I'll tell you what, girls end up dating the attractive guys, the model types that are 22, whatever, model type guys. Let me tell you, in 6 months, you fucking hate that dude. Because that's it. A man that wants to be a model as a job, as a career. And then you just end up hating him anyways. So skip that too. Skip all that bullshit. You know what's dope? You know what's sexy? Responsibility, man. Fiscal responsibility. Money in the bank. Not worried about, I'm going to keep these lights on, what we're going to do. That's dope. That's better for everyone. All right? A 22-year-old trying to get a job as a model is just, even if they are attractive, you won't be attracted to that man. 6 months' time, I promise you, man. I promise you. Don't date dudes that are younger than you. Date guys that are reasonably older than you, that have something to show for the life that they live. And that's the way that you end up with a man that you're going to respect and adore. And he'll only tell you something else. Because of that little bit of an age gap there, he'll adore you back just the same. Because that's what men like. Just telling you how it is, folks. Just skip the line. Skip the line and own that shit. You know what else? Let me say something. This is my last little bit of this rant. I gotta say, men with money, straight up men with money, they don't care if you're a gold digger. You could tell them straight to their face. If you're on a date, say a rich man with means invites you to a date, and you tell him straight to their face, "Hey, I'm a gold digger," he'll just laugh at you. Sorry, my camera's off over here. He'll just laugh. He'll just go, "Ha ha," and he won't care. They just don't care. It's like, yeah, okay, so fine. The date will continue on. I promise you. It's only the men, and this is, I swear to God, the only men that care about women being gold diggers are men that have no gold to dig. I've said it 1,000 times. They're worried about some woman coming after their potential future gold that they imagine that they're going to have. That's the only people. That's it. That's all it's ever been. Sorry, the Instagram camera keeps messing up. I don't know if it's ever going to fix itself. That's all it's ever been. They only are concerned about their potential future self money. And it's like, what gold? Sir, what gold? Calm down. Nobody wants your not gold. Chill out. So, men that have money, they don't care. They didn't ask. They'll laugh at you. They'll go, oh, haha, you're a gold digger, haha, that's cute. And that's it. They don't care. Men without money are the ones that care about you being a gold digger. That's it. Nobody wants your fool's gold. That's funny. I saw somebody say that. Anyways, so I'll get you straight on TikTok. So here we go. Anyways, if you guys are still dating a man, and it's been years, and he doesn't even call you his girlfriend, it's time to leave it in 2024. All right? Men know right away. Sorry to tell that to you. Anyways, talk to me about your situationships. Open up the floor for comments. Hello, guys. Okay. After how long should a man ask? After how long should a man ask to be his girlfriend? Well, that part depends. That varies quite a lot, and it does affect how old they are and like what they do prefer, profession, all these things can factor into those kinds of discussions. All right, but you'll know if it's been years. If it's been years and he's never talked to you about being his girlfriend or sort of referred to you as his girlfriend ever, that's too long. It's just too long. But I'm not necessarily here to say that within 6 months, because that's reasonable. I think if you guys are dating for 6 months and you want it to be exclusive after 6 months and you said that to them, and then, and he's like dodging the bullet. If you go, hey, we've been dating for 6 months, I want to be exclusive because that's what I want for my life. And then he's like, well, I'm not sure. We'll just see how it goes. That man you're just going to be in a situationship forever. That's it. So is that what you want? Is that what you want? Because for some of y'all, that's okay. Some of you guys might go, you want a casual relationship or stuff or whatever, but that's not what most people want. That's not what most women want. So if you want something serious and then you say, hey, I want to be exclusive and it's 6 months and he gives you the old, well, why do I have to call it anything? Stuff like that. That man is just keeping his options open for someone else, someone that's not you. He wants, even if he's not seeing anybody right now, he wants to reserve the right to keep his potential open. But what ends up happening is that men realize that, well, dating's kind of hard. It's hard to get lights. And also, here's the thing that most people don't talk about. If you're seeing somebody seriously, and even if you are trying to keep your options open so that you can have some space available just in case some other girl slides into your life, that's what they all think. And then if you're dating a girl seriously and then you allow for that to happen, or you allow that space to happen, it's actually kind of hard to date multiple people like seriously. So especially if you have one of them that you take very seriously. So if you start trying to date others around, you end up kind of not really having the time to. And so men don't really even realize that. They think they could just do it all. And it's not really that easy to do. So the only way, so if you ask him to be serious and then he's like, well, I don't want to really call it anything, and then he spends a lot less time with you, that's another woman, for sure. For sure. He ghosted me after he pointed out an issue. Well, good. Dude, okay, here's the thing. Some of y'all say these things to me like it's a bad thing, all right? So let's just like repaint that scenario. This man ghosted you after you pointed out an issue, all right? Now, maybe your issue is trivial, whatever, all right? But let me say this. No man you want to be committed to is going to ghost you if there's an issue ever. If there's somebody you're seeing and you have a problem, an argument or whatever, anything, and he's just like, nope, not going to deal with it and just ghost you completely, do you want to be with that man long term? You know what marriage is? Marriage is a commitment forever. Marriage is saying to someone that I'm never going to leave, and that sounds nice. Doesn't that sound nice? Oh, she's just never going to leave. That sounds so great. That's what I want. That's all I want. What, you ever been shackled to someone? Y'all ever been in a chain gang, a prison line, anything like that? Hell, even a line in elementary school. We all sort of linked together. We got to hold the rope. You ever been in a 3-legged race? Some of y'all act like you want marriage, but then you're stuck in a 3-legged race forever. And what happens if you don't work together in a 3-legged race? It's tough, isn't it? Sucks almost. It's like, this is horrible. Y'all fall down in 10 seconds. You start screaming at each other. No, now you're not even best friends anymore. That's what being in the 3-legged race is like with somebody that doesn't want to work with you. You get what I'm saying? You want to be married to that? You want to be shackled to someone forever? You bring up an issue and they ghost you. So you want to be married to that man? That sounds like he did you a favor. He untied the rope before y'all even got into the 3-legged race. He did you a fucking favor. You know what that did for you? He just allowed you to go find yourself a new partner that will participate. That's better. That's better off. You're better off this way. Okay? You should be thanking him. You should thank your stars or your God or whatever, because he just saved you a lifetime of misery. Let me tell you. It could have been way worse for you had he not ghosted. You get what I'm saying? If he's the kind of guy that's just going to not deal with the issues. Here's the thing. Everybody thinks, and this is super common for men, women too, whatever. They think that the grass is always greener on the other side, and they go over there and it sucks. All right, the grass is green. You know where the grass is green? It's the grass is green where you water it. That's it. So if you have a problem with a man, and then the man just like peace, and then just bounces and just deal with it, or becomes explosive anger or explosive energy towards dealing with any little thing that comes up. Let me tell you, you don't want to be stuck to that forever. That's not cooperation, because that's, by the way, the thing you're going to be doing for the next 40 fucking years of your life is cooperating. All right? Because that's what marriage is. You're shackled there. All right? So do you really want a man that you can't cooperate with? You should thank that man for ghosting you. What are your thoughts on divorce? My thought on marriage is that marriage is a death pact. I was raised to think that marriage is the ultimate commitment. And it's not doing it just for others, for yourself. It's so that, because life is hard. Life is a challenge. It's always going to be a challenge. And it's very easy to find yourself in life not with a feeling that nobody cares about you. Especially the older you get, the further you get away from high school, college, whatever. You're going to quickly or not so quickly realize that nobody gives a shit about you. And that's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow. Some of y'all think, oh, I'm good on my own, I'm lone wolf or whatever. But you say that when times are good. Okay, but times are tough. So they're coming. It's only a matter of time before you're going to deal with some chaos in your life that you can't handle. And it's not, the support system you used to have is not there anymore. And then when you make a commitment to somebody, you tell them and yourself that you're there no matter what, forever. That's a death pact, you see. No matter how hard it gets, to death do us part, the end. And I know that sort of now, people are sort of, divorce is so easy. It's just a piece of paper at a courthouse. You go do the thing or whatever. And barring abuse and stuff like that, look, if there's somebody physically hurting you and there's a lot of real actual problems, okay, I get that. But for a lot of people are getting divorced because of inconveniences. It's like a whole other thing. It's not the same thing. So if you're getting if it's an abusive thing, okay, that part I get. You're going to protect yourself and your life. That's different. But people are straight up getting divorced because they're bored. Getting divorced because their life isn't what it used to be, and it's like, is it supposed to be? You see? And I think that sort of thing, that people now take marriage lightly, and for me, I never have taken it lightly. To me, it's the final decision, and that's just the way it is. That's why I've never been married. I've not been married up to now. You grow and change yourself as so much as a person to kind of evolve into who you are, who you're going to be, and I think that you owe it to yourself to sort of iron out who you are before you can decide to make a commitment to anyone else. I think that's fair. So that's why I haven't been married yet. I will be married. I think that I want to be. I just haven't been. Simply because I'm not getting divorced. There's no second wife for me. It's just one wife. That's how it's going to be. Are you from a wealthy family? No, I grew up poor. Not to mention emotional strain and stress and heartache and anger. Oh yeah. Hello, everyone. Okay. Hang on. Sandy says, my daughter is 26 and has a career, is intelligent, beautiful, and can't find a nice guy. Why? Maybe because she has an overbearing mother, Sandy. I'm just kidding. I don't know. How should I know what's going on with your daughter, Sandy? Just because she is 26 and is intelligent, according to her mom, doesn't mean anything. Men don't give a shit about your career mostly. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. Men will marry the waitress. They don't care. But I would give my advice to your daughter would be the same advice I'd give to every woman, which is let your hair down, beat your face, put on some nice shoes, and you put yourself out there, ma'am. Hang out places where rich people hang out. Successful guys, established guys, all right? Think members-only clubs, country clubs, yacht clubs, paddleball, whatever's trending right now. Hell, even if she wanted to do like those bicycling clubs or whatever, because rich guys, dude, they be biking around. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Is the bikes are expensive? They're riding around those things. I don't get it, but some people like that shit. Tell your daughter to start hanging out at the yacht club, all right, with a cute top. That's good advice for anybody. Hello, everyone. He provides but can't commit. Well, if he's providing for you, that's a good start. Men that care about you will provide for you. Men that want, here's the thing, most men want to provide. The only ones that don't want to provide are the men that don't have any money. If a man doesn't have any money, he won't want to provide, and he'll be angry or even resentful about you being around and costing any amount of money. That's what broke guys think. But men that have enough money want to. It makes them feel useful. They want to help you out. They want to rescue you from your job to provide you that you have to have for your life. Now, I'm not saying that men want to just take you out of your career that's meaningful for you, because obviously not that. But if you have a job just to live and a man has means, I promise you, he'll just want to elect to opt you out of that. You see what I mean? Rich men will pay your rent just to be alleviate your stress a little bit. And they want to do that if they have money. That's it. You guys get what I'm saying? Here's the thing. Here's the other thing. If he's already providing for you, that's a form of commitment. That's a financial commitment. That means he likes you. And that's a good start. If he's providing for you now, that's a good start. All right? He might not commit yet, but if he's providing for you, that's commitment enough. Now, a word of caution though, because men will keep women on you'll be a kept woman for a while, and then one day he pulls the rug out from up under you, and now you're cooked. You got nothing. What do you want to do now? Uh-oh. All right? Word of advice, if a man's providing for you, no commitment yet, but he's providing for you, have your own money. Squirrel that shit away. Be ready. Just in case. Not saying you need to fucking have a backup plan, because I'm not trying to be rude. I might be trying to be a little rude. Have a little money on the side. Trust me, you don't want to be left high and dry because a man pulls the rug out. Because they will. Till there's a ring on it, you have no security. And even then, there's no security till after a marriage certificate is signed. Amen. Okay, should I hold back affection in the beginning stages until I'm sure he likes me back? Well, here's the thing, folks. They like you. If they offer to hang out with you, they're trying to meet up with you, they already like you. There's already interest there. Now, it is true that men will sleep with girls they don't even like. That's true. All right, but you get a sense of that. Okay, unless you're just completely fucking dumbfounded. You get a sense of whether they like you or not. Y'all, women will do that maybe, but men just straight up they'll sleep. Man, let me tell you something. Men will put it in a jar of mayonnaise. They'll sleep with girls they don't even like. Straight up. That's an unfortunate reality for some. So what that means for you ladies is that you just, tread lightly, be careful. All right, go slower if you need to. Some guys don't need that. They're smart, intelligent guys. You're a smart, intelligent woman. You know what you're getting into. You don't need to play these little games and making them wait or whatever. I'm not saying y'all should do anything against what you consent to or anything against your religion. I'm not saying anything like that. Just saying that if you're not sure, then maybe wait a little bit. If you're sure though, or if you're sure that's what you want, then do what you want. You're all adults. Bees do it. Birds do it. We all do it. All right. Oh man. If he thinks that you're out of his league, why would you want to date a man that thinks that? Don't you want to date a man that's, confident? All right? Some guy that you believe is, let me back up. If this guy thinks you're out of his league, don't you want to date somebody that doesn't think that? You know what I'm saying? because some guys will say this as, I have to back up a bit, because some guys will say this as a compliment. Oh, you're out of my league. But I think that if a guy's saying that to a woman, then you are out of his league. And you should just probably keep your options open, ma'am. Why don't you go on another date or something, okay? Trust me, because you don't want to date a man that's not confident. You will be drier than the Sahara, let me tell you. It's tough out there if he's out there saying stuff like that to you on the first date or whatever. So prenups are prenuptial. So anything that man has made before he met you, before the marriage, all right, that's like his property. That's what prenup is. But postnup, that means after the nuptials, after the marriage happens, then y'all are building together in the court's eyes and everybody's eyes from that point on. So if you made a man that's not super successful when you met him, all right, and he asked you to sign a prenup. It's so crazy to me because people are saying that all over the place on TikTok. They're like, the guys that have no fucking money, the guys that are flat broke, worried so much about gold diggers in their future, broke men telling other broke men advice, and they're saying, oh, better get that prenup, bro. And I'm like, you don't have anything now. You don't have anything today. So having her sign a prenup when you got nothing, what are you going to do? Share the two nickels you rubbed together? What is that? Prenup? You didn't make anything yet. You haven't made any money yet. So giving somebody, hang on, TikTok's making me re-verify, hang on. So giving somebody the advice, oh, you better get a prenup, bro. You don't have any money to begin with. Prenuptial. Did you make something of yourself, and are you a success, then have money in the bank before the marriage, then do you have a prenup. But if you're broke and make $65,000 a year or something, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you meet a woman and your brother's like, oh, better get a prenup, bro. She looks like a gold digger. First of all, what gold are you talking about, sir? And second of all, prenuptial. Okay? So if that man, you get married, y'all sign a prenup, and then he wins the motherfucking lottery after you sign a prenup, you get married, and then he wins the lottery. Guess what, ma'am? That's your money too. Y'all sharing it because you signed a prenup, not a postnup, all right? It's prenuptial. So if he's making $65,000 a year, you sign a prenup, get married, and then he wins the lottery after you were married, that's your money, ma'am. It's the craziest thing. I see this all the time. Broke men giving other broke men advice about marriage. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just give her half, bro, because first of all, you don't even know what you're fucking talking about, number one. And number two, you don't have any gold. Anyways, nobody's digging your fucking imaginary gold. All right? Prenup. So, if he has a if the man that you're dating is already successful, and then he's telling you before you get married to sign a prenup, that means you, ma'am, just like I said earlier to the other madam, lady, girl, I don't know, whatever. The answer is he has the opportunity and the ability to pull the rug from up under you. But here's the other thing, prenup. So unless you're marrying that man who's 70, all right, 80. If he's 80, okay, then he might not go on to earn more money. He's going to have what he's already got. He's spent all his energy making what he's made, and that's what he's got. All right. But if you're marrying a man that's 80 and you're signing a prenup, okay, that prenup says, oh well, if we get a divorce, you're not going to get anything. But unless that has a death clause, just marry the man who's 80 because you're going to get all of it anyways. Doesn't matter what the prenup is. Unless it says in there that you're not going to get anything upon death, then, that's fucking obvious what you should do. All right. But if you're signing a prenup and the man's 40, okay, that man's still got a good 20 more years left to work for sure. So if he's got a semi-successful, low multi-million-dollar company, all right, and you sign a prenup today, okay, fine. That little bit that he's made so far will not get counted towards you, all right? You won't get that. But I promise you that man's going to go on to continue working for the next 20, 30, 40 years. Who knows? All right? And if y'all are married just because you had a prenup, again, prenuptial. Once you entered the picture, okay, once you're together, anything made after the nuptials and you're entitled to that. Straight up. All right. So like everybody, the general consensus from everybody and the courts, they all agree. They'll say, oh, well, this is after the marriage. So anything you acquired, accrued, gained after the marriage is your fucking property as well. All right. So prenup is not just the be all. Prenup does not mean, oh, we signed a prenup, so no matter what happens, she's never going to get anything in the divorce. That's not what it is. Everybody's so confused by that. And then also, furthermore, most states, courts are just throwing prenups out because of that very same thing. It's like, yo, it doesn't matter up to now. You date a man that's making $70,000 a year, you sign a prenup, that means nothing. Who cares? They throw it right out. Here we go. This is a good one. He started paying all my bills after dating for 3 months. Good. Should I run? No. If he's paying your bills, here's the thing. Men don't want to feel used. They want to feel useful. All right? So if he comes in and starts helping you out, starts saving your shit, taking some pressure of life off you a little bit, that means he likes you. And it's likely that he'll commit to you too. All right? Men like to have a kept woman. They just do. All right? The only ones that don't like that are broke ones. That's it. So if he's paying your bills, that's a good start, man. Now, my word of warning, a word of caution, is just because you're a kept woman doesn't mean that you are going to get married and have a lifetime of security. Okay, so that just simply means, okay, we'll go with this. Squirrel away your own money. Make sure you always got something so that that man doesn't rug pull you and you're just stuck with nothing. But until you've got a ring on it, you need to always be having some level of income or something so that you're safe if y'all get in a fight or some bullshit. All right? That's just good common sense in general.